Welcome all of you. Today we are going to start our new session in geography, that is NCERT Standard 10 first chapter, resources and development. Okay, basically geography is one of the easy subject. If you are studying the geography in proper way, proper method, it will be very easy for you to get the marks during examination. Okay, so today's session we are going to study resources, the part 1, that is types of resources. We will complete it. Okay, so first one, everything available. What is given in the introduction part? We will see everything available in our environment which can be used to satisfy our needs, provided it is technologically accessible, economically feasible, culturally acceptable, can be termed as a resource. Okay, this is a definition for a resource. Okay, in simple way you can study resources means anything it is like useful for human being. Otherwise, anything which is satisfying our human needs, it is known as resources. Okay, so everything available in our environment which can be used to satisfy our needs. Okay, this is very important. Satisfy, it should satisfy our needs. Okay, then it should be accessible. Okay, accessible means we can easily available, economically feasible, culturally acceptable, can be termed as a resource. Then what is given there? You can see there is a diagram, interdependent relationship between nature, technology and institutions. Okay, here you can see the at center portion you can see human beings. Human beings are always dependent upon the physical environment, technology and institutions. Okay, then the process of transformation of things available in our environment involves an interdependent relationship between nature, technology and institutions, isn't it? Then human beings interact with the nature through technology and create institutions to accelerate their environment. Here in this paragraph it is saying about accessibility of resources. Do you think that resources are free gift of nature as is assumed by many? They are not free, isn't it? Resources are a function of human activities. So here also it is important. Resources are function of human activities. Human beings themselves are essential components of resources, isn't it? Human beings itself, they are important resources. They transform material available in our environment into resources and use them. Okay, so who is transforming or changing the resources? That is human beings. These resources can be classified in the following ways. So all these are like introduction part. Now we are coming to the main part of the chapter, that is types of resources. Okay, it is very important. First of all, we will see what are the criteria for dividing the resources. Okay, first one, on the basis of origin. On the basis of origin of resources, it is biotic and abiotic. Then on the basis of exhaustibility, it can be renewable and non-renewable. Then on the basis of ownership, it will be individual, community, national and international. Then finally, on the basis of status of development, it is potential, developed, stock and reserves. Okay, so next one you can see here, you can see a flow chart. It is showing about the various types of resources. It is also very important. With the help of this chart you can study the resources very easily. Okay, so basically resources can be broadly divided into two. Which are the two divisions? Natural resources and human, or it is also known as man-made resources. Okay, so natural resources and man-made resources, these are the two broad classification. Next one, natural resources, again it is subdivided into two. They are renewable and non-renewable. Okay, it will generate automatically or it will take long time. That is the meaning. Then man-made resources, it is divided into structures and institution, quantity and quality. Okay, then renewable resources again divided into continuous and biological. Again biological divided into natural, vegetation, wildlife and okay. Then non-renewable can be recyclable and non-recyclable. Okay. Now types of resources. Now what we discussed in that flow chart, one by one explanation is coming. Types of resources. First one, on the basis of origin. Okay, so on the basis of origin, the resources can be divided into biotic resources and a second one abiotic resources. It is very important. So what is biotic resources? These are obtained from biosphere and have life such as human beings, flora, fauna, fisheries, livestock, etc. So what is meant by that? The first one types of resources. The resources are classified on the basis of origin. Okay, origin. So there the first one is biotic. What is the meaning of biotic? Something related to biosphere or something have life, isn't it? So these are obtained from biosphere and they have life. So which are the resources have life? That is the meaning. That is including biotic resources. Example, human beings. Then flora, fauna. What is flora? Flora means plants. Fauna means animals. Okay, then fisheries, livestock, etc. All these are coming under the category of on the basis of origin. Now second one is abiotic resources. Okay, abiotic, so just opposite of biotic. Okay, all those things which are composed of non-living things. It is very important, you should underline this, non-living. Here it is living organisms and here abiotic means non-living. Example, rocks, metal, all those things. Then second criteria for classifying, that is the exhaustibility. Exhaustibility means actually how much time it is taking to regenerate. Okay, example, renewable. These resources which can be renewed or reproduced by physical, chemical, mechanical process known as renewable or replenishable resources. Okay, till here you have to mark. Okay, that is a definition for renewable resources. Which are the example renewable? Example, solar energy, wind energy, water, forest, all these are renewable energy, isn't it? Suppose we are using solar energy, sunlight today, tomorrow also it will come. Okay, it will not get stopped. Then non-renewable. Okay, these occur over very long geological time. So it need very long geological time for the recoming. Otherwise, for the what is the word? For regeneration. Okay, that is a correct word. So it will, the non-renewable resources will take long time to regenerate. Example, minerals and fossil fuels. Okay, isn't it? Petroleum, coal and all, isn't it? That and all, it is taking millions of years to regenerate, and that is why they are coming under non-renewable resources. Then the third category is on the basis of ownership. Okay, on the basis of ownership, that is individually owned or community or group owned. Okay, individual resources means it will be owned by private individual, underline this, private individual. Then example, all the examples and all is coming. Then community owned means they are resources which are accessible to all members of a community. Okay, example like what Kudumbasri, that is an example. Okay, there you can see a community group of ladies, isn't it? So what are the things they owned? They are communally owned. Okay, not individual. Okay, the next one, you can see parks, all those things are example. What are the playground, what are the recreational centers, tourist spots and all community owned. The next one, national resources. Technically, all the resources belong to whom? Belong to nation. The country has legal power to acquire even private property for public good. You might have seen road, canals, railways being constructed on the field owned by some individuals. Urban development authorities get empowered by the government to acquire the land. All the minerals, water resources, forests, wildlife, everything, isn't it? All these are coming under national resources. Okay, suppose we are going to some forest and we are cutting the trees, it will be finally we will a lot of allegations, cases and all it will come. Okay, the police will charge case against us. What is the reason? Because it belong to national resource. Okay, then international resource. International resource, in the name itself we will identify what is the meaning. There are international institutions which regulate some resources. Example, the oceanic resources. It is very important. Okay, the oceanic resources beyond 200 kilometer of exclusive economic zone, EEZ. It belongs to the open ocean and no individual country can utilize these without the Concurrence means permission, concurrence of international institutions. It means, okay, if we are going beyond 200 kilometer from a particular country's border, after a 200 kilometer, you can see it is coming exclusive economic zone, and that region it not belong to any of the country. It is an international resource. Okay, suppose Indians can't go and do the fishing there. Other Pakistans also they can't go and do the fishing. Even USA, America also they can't, because it is a common property of international. Okay, then all these we studied on the basis of ownership, we studied, isn't it? Now on the basis of status of development, status. Okay, first one, potential. Resources which are found in region but have been utilized. For example, the western parts of India, particularly Rajasthan, Gujarat, have enormous potential for the development of wind and solar energy. But so far, these have not been developed properly, isn't it? Potential. We are having a good potential for that, but it is still not developed. Otherwise, we don't have proper technology to utilize that. That type of resources is known as potential resources. Then developed resources mean resources which are surveyed and their quality and quantity have been determined for utilization. Okay, and this development of resources depends on technology and level of feasibility. Okay, so here you can see we are having a proper understanding about the potential of that resources. We started utilizing it. We are having the technology, all those things for extracting that. Then stock. Materials in the environment which have the potential to satisfy human needs, but human beings do not have the appropriate technology to access these. Okay, it is very important. See, materials, already we are having the potential, lot of potential is there for a particular resource, but what is lacking, we don't have the technology to utilize that. Okay, that particular thing, that is known as what? Stock. Still, that is very important, stock. Then, example for stock. Water is a compound of two inflammable gases, hydrogen and oxygen, which can be used as a rich resource of energy, but we do not have the required technical know-how. Otherwise, we don't know how to separate that. That is the meaning. Okay. And next one is a reserve. After stock, next one is reserve. So, reserve means reserves are the subset of stock. Okay, and which can be put into use with the help of existing technical know-how, but their use has not been started. Okay, here what is the difference between stock and reserve? Reserves are subset of stock. It is a part of stock. That is the meaning. It is a part of stock which can be put into use with the help of existing technical. Okay, using present technology we can use, but use has not been started. Okay, we know how to use and all. We are having little bit technology, but we not started using it. These can be used for meeting future requirements. Why we are not using? Because we are keeping this for future like a generation. Okay, future requirements. River water can be used for generating hydroelectric power, but presently it is being utilized only a limited extent, isn't it? Suppose we are having 100%, we are using only 50%. Why we are not using 100% water for generating power? Because the 50% we are keeping it as reserve for future requirement. Thus, the water in dams, the forest, etc. is a reserve which can be used in future. Okay, here we are stopping. In the coming class, we will continue with the development of resources. Okay, so keep on watch our channel, and those who didn't subscribe and comment your opinion. Okay, we'll meet soon.